everybody. It's this guy here for the Bitchin' Report. Making my rounds. I'm over here at spaceweather.com, and I found something very interesting. What you are seeing is a rainbow with no moisture in the air. That's right, a waterless rainbow. So this happened up in Finland, and I'm just going to read this real quick and give you my my perception, my point of view of what's going on. So the article is Strange Arctic Rainbow. Rainbows usually require liquid water. Droplets falling out of the sky intercept beams of sunlight, reflecting them back in a colorful spray of red, green, and blue. Yesterday, Valtteri somebody saw such a rainbow over some city in Finland. But something was missing, the raindrops. It was -6 degrees Celsius, no rain, no snowfall, yet there was a huge rainbow across the sky. Very interesting. We've got a lot of new weather anomalies, like snow thunder. They've coined that a few years ago. An awesome one that I remember was somewhere over in the Midwest, Ohio, Illinois area. We had a horrible freezing, very cold spell come blowing through, and a large crack opened up in the earth. You know, basically like a big split in the ground. And they actually had the audacity to tell us that the ground must have froze so hard that it cracked. And nobody questioned it. Nobody said, what? Now keep in mind, there are a lot of places that get extremely cold weather. But that's not the land that's over isn't cracking. So they don't know what to do when these things come up. They hope that you guys aren't smart enough or aren't curious enough to look for the information to figure out that they're actually hiding something. So I'm going to move on with this article, and you guys can make up your own mind. It says, I've never seen a rainbow during the winter, and I didn't even know that it was possible for them to form when the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius. So this shouldn't even be there based on just the temperature. Atmospheric optics expert Les Cowley says that raindrops must have been present. Quote, the rainbow's appearance, narrow with a supernumerary, whatever that means, says that it was produced with reasonable-sized water drops, perhaps about 0.5 millimeter in diameter. I surmise that there was high-level precipitation that didn't necessarily reach the ground. Droplets could also have supercooled before the normal freezing point of water. So, supercooled before the freezing point. I think the freezing point would be the beginning of the supercooled aspect of this. I'm not a weather guy. I just got 2 eyes and a brain. Going on, supercooled raindrops can form when rain droplets of liquid water fall through layers of sub-freezing air. Droplets containing specks of dust or even microbes readily freeze as ice crystals form around the impurities. But when the rain droplets are especially pure, they can remain in a liquid state even when the temperature drops below freezing. So, to me, this sounds like a bunch of BS. And we go over to another map, and here is Finland, Norway, the Scandinavian countries, and you could see this brown color. That is dry air. This blue color over here, that's got some moisture. The deeper the blue, the more moisture it has. So you could see up here, there is 0 moisture. If I had the screen enlarged a little bit more, I would show you the graph, but it would just make it a pain in the ass to finish this up. So we have a rainbow forming that has no moisture in the air. But you can see there are clouds. There are clouds. So what would this raindrop be formed out of if there's no rain, but there's clouds? This goes with the chemtrailing. I do not imagine I am going to be able to get a picture. All right, I had a little commercial interruption there to pull this screen up. But you can see obviously there's no weather above this line, apparently. Yeah. I don't even want to hear the excuses. So you can see this is a big clouded mess. So the weather that they have, first of all, is a lot of rain, unusual amounts of rain. They pull these weather systems up and over the west coast of Europe. If you're following along in the chemtrail spotting video series, it's pretty obvious that for some reason they are trying to steer this weather up and over the European region, the EU region, we'll call it. And so this is the clouds that they've got that are making these rainbows. Very interesting. Didn't think a chemtrail could do that, but here we have what I'm going to call right now a chembo. This is a rainbow out of chemicals in the atmosphere. This goes along with my theory that what they're doing is they're pulling the moisture out of the air with the CHEMCLOUD, which doesn't allow the droplets to form around each other. So it doesn't give the signature of a cloud because there's no moisture forming right there to create a cloud. So what we have right here is individual water droplets that can't get together and party, and they are creating this rainbow somehow. But again, no moisture, no snow, no rain, and it's below the freezing point. And supposedly, rainbows don't form when the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius. Quote, unquote. If you're up in this area and you see one of these, I'd get in the house. You don't want to catch the cooties that they are spraying up in the atmosphere. Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. Kind of a crazy little ditty. For the Bitch Report, I'm this guy here, bringing you the information you need to be an informed human being.